Yes, we are indeed approaching 12 noon. That is the deadline President Trump gave China to remove their 34% tariff on America. Otherwise, Trump will add an additional 50% tariffs on their goods. Watch this.
Against my statement, they put a 34% tariff on above what their ridiculous tariffs were already. And I said, if that tariff isn't removed by tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we're putting a 50% tariff on above the tariffs that we put on. They become a rich country because of people, again, that were in the White House that allowed this to happen. Hundreds of billions of dollars a year they'd make on us on trade, and it shouldn't be that way. And I have a great relationship with President Xi. I hope it's going to stay that way.
Well, it is 11:50, 10 minutes to go. Congressman Carlos Gimenez joins me now. I suspect that you thoroughly approve of taking a very hard line on China. Now, it is going to cause some pain. How much pain are we prepared to take?
Look, I've said it for years, probably on your show, that we need to decouple from China. The faster we do it, the better it is for us in the long haul. Yeah, is it going to cause a little pain? Absolutely, but in the long term, it's going to benefit the United States, it's going to benefit our security and our freedom. And so the faster we decouple from China, the better I like it.
Could it hurt President Trump politically and get in the way of extending tax cuts?
It could hurt him maybe politically from people that are short-sighted, but as far as the tax cuts are concerned, no, I don't think it'll hurt at all. I think we need to implement President Trump's policies. We need to push forward faster, if anything, and not slower. And but again, I'm fully supportive of his actions against China. They are by far the biggest threat to our security and to our freedom that we now face.
How will increased trade with Latin America help solve our migrant problem? I think that's a point of yours. More trade with Latin America helps with the migrant problem. Explain it, please.
Well, because more trade with Latin America means we are improving the quality of life of the people of Latin America. That means that there's not this pressure to come to the United States to get a better life. And so I want to, as much as possible, onshore manufacturing in the United States, bring industries back to the United States. But those industries that really don't make sense because of labor costs, I'd rather have them in South America and our neighbors so that we can spread our wealth around there to decrease this pressure that we have on immigration that we've been seeing, millions of people that want to come to the United States. Most people want to stay in their country of origin where they were born, as long as they have a good quality of life. We need to help them in that endeavor.
Isn't politics the big problem in Latin America? Unstable regimes, not democracies, lack of personal freedom. That's a greater problem than economics, wouldn't you say?
I would say, you know, that's not just one bullet. So look, I've also been advocating to increase pressure on Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, push those dictatorial regimes over the edge, convert them into friends. That also will decrease the pressure on immigration tremendously. But I think it's all of the above. Yeah, let's improve their quality of life through trade and through nearshoring of the products we're currently buying from China, but also push those dictators over the edge. Let's change those regimes into friends, and also deny China, Russia, and Iran bases here to destabilize our hemisphere. So it's you know, it's a multifaceted approach to improving the quality of life of our neighbors and also improve our security here in the United States.
I hear the regime in Cuba is on its last legs. I've heard stories of the entire country blacked out, no electricity, and that food is short. Is that accurate, that they're teetering on the edge?
Yeah, they are, and we shouldn't give them any oxygen. That's why I've also asked the administration to stop all flights to and from Cuba and also stop all remittances that come from the United States into the island. We probably pump billions of dollars into the economy by family members trying to help their family members and friends in Cuba who don't have anything. We need to stop that because that's giving actually oxygen to the regime. This regime is on the edge. Let's push them over and make them friends instead of enemies.
Hardline Carlos Gimenez. Congressman, thanks for being with us, as always. Appreciate it, sir. Yes, sir.